Hey, welcome to week 7. So excited. 7. This is gonna be a good week. Last week was a good week, and this is gonna be a good week. Let's get into it. Hi. So I'm headed to the park. I don't know why I turned this on knowing I need to eat my apple. I'm headed to the park. I just wanted to say I'm proud of myself. I'm running. I'm gonna be like right on time. Maybe a little late, but right on time. But I filled Wanda up. I put her in the refrigerator, and I put some water in here for me to take on the go. We're gonna have, chai, matcha, whatever, our drink of choice afterwards. Sorry, this road is so bumpy. And I got my protein in here. I'm gonna ask them for some water, some ice water to drink my protein while I'm also sipping on my other stuff. I didn't take my iron pill. That's what I was supposed to do. And then I got my hats in the bag. I'm glad I took that little bit of extra time to make sure I was prepared so that my day starts off right. Okay, I'm officially starting my outdoor workout, my walk. I just dropped off one of my friends. She's running, and then I'm about to go meet the other one who's walking, and we'll walk together, and then we will all 3 meet for sips after. But while I'm walking to meet her, let's look at my week and how I did as far as tracking my calories and my steps and all that stuff. So this is today. So let's just throw that apple in there that y'all saw me eating. Throw that in there real quick. And then let's go to, so the last 7 days, it's counting today. So I feel like that's why it says 1,300. I feel like it should be somewhere between, it was more like 16, and I'll show you that. But yeah, my protein 107. Okay, I would like that to be a little higher. Full meal today, but basically it does tell you that I am in a lower calorie deficit. Let me take you back to my diary. So yesterday, I do want to talk about yesterday. So yesterday I did have pizza for dinner, and the great thing about that is, like, my breakfast, I had 1,700 calories still. I had like a really simple lunch, and then I did only have the 2 pieces, which I was proud of myself. And a way that I made that easier for myself was by bringing up some cherries and a little bit of yogurt to like cut that. So like I ate my 2 pieces, I ate them, I enjoyed them, they were really good. And then instead of just like sitting there, or instead of like grabbing another piece, because I also told myself if I wanted another piece after I had the cherries and yogurt, I could, but I didn't want it because I'd already kind of cut the cut that loop by having the cherries. And I mean, after you've kind of had cherries and had something like more refreshing, I just wasn't in the mood for pizza anymore. So I thought that worked really well. So yeah, you see my breakfast stayed pretty consistent this week. I think that was good. I think that's a good thing for me, to just have 2 servings of protein and then some fruit. I enjoyed the little salad packets, having half of them, like splitting them over 2 days, because they are like 500 calories each. But since I split them over 2 days, and added a protein to them, then got the yogurt and the fruit involved in my lunch. I think this is just, don't erase something. This is just a good way for me to make sure that I stay in that 1,600 calorie range. So had a good week there. So looking at this week, today it's not at 12K yet for the week because it's Saturday. So I still have to get my stuff for this week. You see, I've been hitting that over 10K steps for 38 days straight. And so yeah, this is my week. So I know that my average will be 12K, but it's just, I'm literally just getting started today. So it's not yet. But I do think that having my step count minimum be 12K has been helpful for me. Something about 10K makes me be like, okay, if you get 10K, then it makes me stay really close to that 10K. But me pushing up to 12K and also deciding that it doesn't like have to be like, don't limit yourself to that. Like, just because I get 12K doesn't mean I can't do what I'm calling like an extra credit walk. If I feel like doing an extra credit walk, or if I feel like, you know, moving around a little bit more, I still can. So it's like a minimum, but it's not like something that I'm like holding myself to so tightly that I miss opportunity for more movement. Sleep is something that I want to focus on this week. I had that was a good day on Thursday, because I think I went to bed early that day. Well, not really, 10:30, but I didn't have to go to work as early, so I slept in a little bit. But I really do have to kind of make sure I'm going to bed earlier so that I can get in the proper amount of sleep to aid me in all that I'm trying to do. So this is my lifting situation. So this week I was at 46,000 pounds lifted. Which is up from last week. I did start a new program last week, so it isn't as high as the previous week where I was kind of what is it called? That was kind of my cap or meeting a threshold, maxing out on the last program. And so this program is just starting, so it's going to have to do that natural climb for itself. But I have no worries that this new program that I'm on will be able to be just as successful as far as getting my volume up. I love this program because it has a lot of different, like every day is different. And so for my mind, a person who likes to have variety, I think it's working very well for me. So I'm excited about that too. Yep. Okay, so I want to answer some of the questions that I got, or the questions that I got for this week in the community tab and just in conversations. So the first question was from the Patrice Denise. She said, has my daily routine changed? If so, how? So yes, my daily routine has changed since starting 75 hard, but not that much. So it has solidified and made obviously more consistent my schedule. Hold on. Schedule is now more consistent. I was always kind of working out at a certain time, but now it definitely happens. That second workout is definitely now happening daily. Like my walk is happening daily. It's also requiring me, or not requiring me, but pushing me to allow for more movement. Like at first I was just only doing what the challenge called for and kind of calling it a day. But like now, if I feel like doing a little extra, I'll do a little extra. So like I think it makes me go above and beyond. The food part, I'm finding it has allowed me to be consistent because with the no cheats and things like that, it's giving me time. I think after 6 weeks, I finally, in this last week that I just passed, because this is week 7, have gotten to where I feel like my nutrition and my calorie deficit is more dialed in. So I'm looking forward to seeing the results that happen. That brings me to my next question, which was by She is Tamika. It's by She is Tamika. And she asked, what changes would I make for month 2, if any. Changes I'm making for month 2 are just making sure that I don't limit myself to just the movement that the challenge calls for. Now, at first, as I was transitioning, I did feel the need to kind of pace myself and not add that extra, like do too much more. But I think I'm good now. And so not letting it be letting the challenge be a little bit more natural, like going with the flow in that way. taking advantage of being in a 75-day challenge by making sure that I am staying in that calorie deficit so that I can see the most results, see the best results by staying in that calorie deficit. So I'm really gonna this month be on that. What I'm gonna do differently, when I started this challenge, I didn't weigh myself when I started. I have been weighing myself, so that's something I'm doing every 3 days. So I am keeping track of that, and I think that is going to be helpful in me just developing a better relationship with seeing my weight. When you don't see it for a long time and then you see it, it becomes more important than it has to be. The cat and the dog are doing their thing. And then I had another question. Hold on. Kim J. Sweet Healthy Life asked, what am I most proud of so far? I would have to say my consistency with my diet, my intake. Even though the calories have fluctuated to where I set that calorie deficit, me being consistent with adhering to it, that I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of I have the option to snack and taking that when I need it, but I just haven't needed it here recently. And I'm just very proud of having that set in place, because that was the missing piece. It was never the workouts. It was never it was the mindset, because I was didn't really want to fully commit to what I really wanted and wasn't being honest with myself about what I really wanted. So the mindset, yes, but I think the mindset happened before this, because that's why I'm able to do this. So yeah, I'm most proud of my adherence to my calorie deficit. I really feel confident that this is something that I can do long term, and so that has me really excited for not only the next 30 odd days that I have left, but for the duration of what I have to do, because this is something I have to do for life. I'll be eating at a calorie deficit or in maintenance, or I'll be keeping track of what I'm eating in some kind of way, whether that's either intuitively or through calorie count. So this has given me hope that I can do that. And then I just got a question from a friend. She was like, you're doing 75 soft, why? And so the answer to that question is because I want to. No, the answer is, one, it's not a stretch for me. I'm not going to act like, oh, I was just sitting on the couch all day and then I started 75 hard. No, I've been doing these things. I just haven't been doing them regularly. And again, the most important part of the equation for what I'm looking for, and it's not the most important part of the equation that I'm looking for, is the calorie deficit, or my goal is a calorie deficit. So that is what I'm focusing on, because the rest of the stuff is just not a stretch for me. It's not. So I won't pretend that it is. Another reason why 75 hard, I think it was just the road that I was drawn to, because it was what I needed. Just happened to be that thing that was what I needed. I'm not saying that it's like some magical thing. It gave me the space and the structure to read the books that I needed to read, to take the time that I needed to take to become consistent in these areas. So it has been a good thing for me in my life. Another reason why I'm doing 75 hard, just to be honest with you, is because I want to use the word 75 hard in the YouTube videos that I'm going to be doing forever, because I enjoy doing YouTube videos about this topic. This is what my life is already about. So, why not put it under an umbrella that people are familiar with? So, yeah, that's why. Because why not? That's it. And I was going to say, yeah, it's not like I'm just looking to lose this amazing amount in 75 days or anything. I'm I had the right mindset to do this the right way in my mind. Like, I'm not looking for a quick fix. I was looking for something that would help me to get on a better path, and I think that this has done that. Now, how I transition out of it is going to determine, what the next phase looks like, and if this is a long-term thing. But right now, it is serving its purpose. It's doing a great job. I don't regret it. I am not a person who takes things as just because something says, do it this way, or this is the spirit you have to do it in. I bring me to anything that I'm doing. And so I think it's a great program as long as you bring you to the program and you're not just, trying to do what you see other people doing or whatever. You can always get ideas from other people, but you have to bring you to your journey. The last question that I got was about calories, and if you are starting if you want to start to track your calories, but you don't want to necessarily change your calories. You want to see what your starting calories are, like what your day-to-day calories are. But tracking your calories does influence how much you eat. So one of the ways to kind of counteract that a little bit is to track on the back end, whether that be that you eat what you would normally eat. You eat it first and then you're tracking it at the end of the day or throughout the day, but you eat it first, because once it's eaten, it's already eaten. So that will help to keep you from saying, oh, I only have this many calories left or whatever. Instead, if you do it at the end of the day, you can't do that part. And also, you could just write it down and write the ounces or grams or whatever, and then at the end of the week, you can see how much you ate if you don't want to be influenced by tracking, because tracking will typically make you eat less because you are aware of how many calories you are taking in. So on the other end, if you do want the best results with tracking and you are trying to stay in a calorie deficit, it will probably be better to track your meals before you eat them, so you know where you're at, and to track them throughout the day so you know how much you have left. So depending on what your goal is in tracking, and especially if you don't want if you don't have the best relationship with tracking and you're just trying to get back into it, then writing it down and not necessarily even, you can decide to key those numbers in whenever you want. You can decide to key that information into a tracker whenever you want, whether that be a month later, a year later, whatever. You don't have to, you still have the data. If you're afraid of missing the data, you have it for whenever you're ready. Huh?
I ain't even in there to even have a quick button like that.
You got a quick button. Your quick button does something else.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Can you believe I forgot to take a picture this morning? About to fail because I forgot to take a picture. What in the world? Day 44. Yeah. I'm trying to decide, because I did play pickleball for over 45 minutes. I'm trying to decide if I want to have that be my second workout of the day, or if I want to do something else as my workout of the day. I'm not going to think too hard about it. It's like whatever happens, happens. I'll probably go for another walk today, or do some Pilates or yoga, not Pilates. So it'll be okay. Whichever one, it'll be okay. And if I don't do nothing, then yes, I did pickleball. And my Fitbit did say I was in the zone. Okay. I got vanilla Greek yogurt, cherries, blueberries, and some chia seeds. I've fallen in love with the cherries. They're really good. All right. I'm about to go to the gym. I'll see you there. I know I said I would see you at the gym, but I'm leaving there now. Sunday is just such a good day. Like, it's the first day of my training schedule for the week, and it's just such a hit it hard day. Back squats, Romanian deadlifts. Then it's like more accessory stuff like leg curl. Then I gotta do the Swiss ball leg curl after I do the leg curl machine, which is painful. Then I added, because I can't do it on other days because I work out from home on other days, I do cable kickback and cable pull through up abduction machine. It's just a full day, if you will. So I just be ready to get it done. I feel really good now that I'm done with it. The rest of the week is like more glute accessory, and it's like full upper body. So it is, what time is it? Like 7 o'clock, almost 7 p.m. And I'm out here doing my second workout. We went to an improv class, which was really fun. Me and Kevin did. And so I'm late. I have half a gallon of water to drink. I have this workout to do. And I have my book to read. So, and I'm hungry. I'm chewing on this gum so hard because I ate lunch around maybe 12:30 or something. And yeah, it's 7 o'clock and I am hungry. But Kevin is making dinner. I'm getting this done so that it's out of the way. Sorry. And so, yeah, that should be, I'm getting it done. But I would have preferred to, I could have gotten it done beforehand, but I wanted to kind of relax a little bit. And so, this is what I got to do. So, I'm trying to go to bed early, but I'm listening to this podcast that I hadn't listened to in like 2 or 3 years. It's called Half Size Me. And the episode that came out today was about thoughts to actions, I think, like something like that. And she just mentioned, because first I'm thinking like, okay, because she's saying all this stuff about like letting your thoughts pass by, clouds, you know, all of these things, like the 3 different things that literally I just read in the book today. Half Size Me is about weight loss, but it was not about, when I listened to it 2 or 3 years ago, it was about like being in maintenance, living in maintenance, that kind of stuff. The regular smuggler stuff. And not, this is just one episode, but it's crazy how this episode found me. Or I found it. We found each other. But she just mentioned the author of the books that I was reading, The Untethered Soul, and the one I'm reading now, Living Untethered. And she talked about some mascaras, because when she was saying it, before she said that, she was talking about fears and the things that you're most tied to, the thoughts that you are most tied to and identify with the most are the ones that are tied to your deepest fears. And then she finally said it. Michael calls them your samascaras, which he ain't the one who calls them that. Again, okay? These are not Western thoughts. So that's also incorrect. He ain't the one who calls them that. Let's not give him the credit for that. You know, that's why I gotta find somebody I gotta find some yogis from, like, you know. Anyway, not from here. But anyways, yes, that same, it found me. Like, this is, wow. That's all I gotta say. But yes, the mind work, just like may be hard for some people to understand that, like not identifying with your mind so heavily. But it changes the game when you realize that your mind just be doing stuff. And it's just another body part, you know, and its function is to think. And it runs through thoughts all day. And they don't necessarily have to be true. They only have access to the stuff that you know, like only have access to your experiences. So it's limited because we don't have, we only have our experience. And there's so much more out in the world than just our experience. So your mind just be running its mouth, talking about nothing, talking about stuff that, what it witnessed when you were 18 or when you were 16 or when you were 14, and wants you to abide by that, wants you to live by the fears and the limitations of a 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 20-year-old you. All right, I'm going to go back to this podcast and hopefully fall asleep. I'll listen to it again in the morning, but I'm going to sleep early. It's 9 o'clock. I'm trying to get my 8 hours. That's what I said I was doing this week. All right, good night. Good morning. It's kiwi, vanilla, Greek yogurt, cherries, and my protein shake. I'm going to put some chia seeds in here, and that's going to be that. I was thinking about the lessons that I learned from improv class. So I think I said we went Saturday to an improv class, and I just want to get the lessons out of my head so that I can remember them a little bit better. And, so I feel like improv, really is their lessons for life. Like, one of the biggest takeaways is, make the partner. So when you're doing improv with somebody, your job is not to be the funniest. It's not to be the biggest thing there. Now, you're not supposed to make yourself small. You're supposed to be as big as you can be, but you don't have to try to overpower the other person. Your job is to make the other person look good. Your job is to take whatever they're offering and make it real. To work with them, to create something with the other person, not to try to just push your agenda, blah, blah, but to come together and make something that is unique. Just say what's the first thing that you think, go with that, go with what the person is giving you, and just be there in the moment. And that is such a good thing for relationships, friendships, at work, just trying to make the other person look good, not trying to make it oh, I'm the smartest in the room, or I'm the most dynamic, I can make this whole scene by myself. No, it's a give and take. It's a thing you're doing together, creating together. It was a good class, and because that was my second one, it's just a little intro class for fun. But since that was my second one, I got to see how different a class can be based on who's in the class, because the two classes were totally different. Not that one was better than the other, but they were different based on who was there. This class had people from in their 20s to there was somebody in their 80s, and there was probably a representative from each decade in the class. And it was just stuff that, if one person hadn't have been there, it would have been different. It would have been a totally different feel. So just taking the experience of what life is giving you right there in the moment. I'm not trying to make a big spiel out of it. I just wanted to share those lessons from improv that I kind of want to grab on to. I might try to look for, I'm sure there's a book about life lessons that you can learn from improv. If not, there should be, but I think there is, because there's just something about not trying to be overly dynamic or funny and all of that, just actually just being there in a moment and letting it organically build and be. You don't have to just organically let it build and be. As I apply that to daily life or to life, that's not the same. So I want to make sure that I'm not saying it's that's not the same as playing small. You making the other person look good and trying not to be, and not trying to make the scene all about you is different than you not bringing your full self. You still bring your full self. I happen to be a big character. I still bring my full self to it, but not at the expense of who I'm working with. If they're a calmer person or a more anxious person, that doesn't mean that so I can, no. The goal is to use my skills and my things to make them look good, to bounce that off of them, and what they give me, make the most of it, but not to be like, this is my thing and I gotta look the best. I gotta, be the best in the situation. I think that's just a good life lesson, but that don't mean that you play small. That don't mean that you, shrink yourself so that others look good. You bring your full self, but use your full self to support others. Got my apple and my kiwi, and then you can see a little bit of my protein shake over there. That is my breakfast, fruit and my protein. I'm thinking that combination works really well for me, so I'm sticking with it. It's day 50. I haven't did my paper, but it's day 50. This morning while I was working out, I was moderating for Jay Alicia's live. She is an up and coming YouTuber who is focused around fitness. It was fun to me deleting people's comments, but it's just also interesting to see how people are, especially, but to be up at 6 in the morning and not want to encourage your fellow human being, but to be up and commenting, using your fingers to try to discourage somebody, you just really gotta be, I just want better for them. Like, you're hurting. You're hurting. For you to be up that time of the morning. I'm doing my bandit walks and I'm deleting. I'm walking my dog and I'm deleting. I'm doing my frog pumps and I'm deleting. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my work. I'm helping her do her work. Being of service. But you woke up and you wanted to discourage her. And it's not because what they don't understand is because they are weak-minded and they are easily influenced. They think that the next person is. So they think actually what they're saying is going to penetrate. It's not going to penetrate. At the most, it will take her off of what she was about to say. But it's not going to penetrate. Like, it's not going to change her, what she think of herself. So, but they allow the things people say to do that, so they think that that's how other people operate, and that it'll work because they don't have that mental toughness. Poor things, but that was fun. I couldn't even say good morning to the Patrice Denise. She was on the live too because I was so busy trying to delete these people that aren't even her target audience. I'll say that. And then they steadily trying to tell her what to post, what she should do, how she should do it. You're not even her target audience. She said besties. And I mean, of course she's going to say everybody's welcome, but I know I'm married to one, but the rest of them are something else. They are something else. And I know it's some good ones, I guess. But not the ones that's up at 7 a.m. It's Friday, so I'm having my salad for lunch with some protein chicken. I saved the rest of this salad because I'm gonna try having one slice of pizza and the rest of this salad. Only thing with when we order pizza that keeps me from having one is because I like to try all the pizzas. But what I thought about on my walk today is I'm gonna go ahead and cut the slice in half and have half of this one, half of another one, and that's still going to be, one whole. And that's how I'm going to do it, so that I still get to try different pizzas, but I'm still able to just do that one. And I'll see how I feel, just like I did last week. I worked last week having 2 and then having the cherries. This week I'm going to have 1 in a salad, maybe some cherries, who knows, and we'll see how I feel after that.
What, Sigma?
Okay, so it's Saturday now, because this is technically week 8, but I wanted to talk to you in this video about last night with the pizza. Hopefully I can eat and talk at the same. I can't. But yeah, this is a little egg thing my husband made yesterday. It has eggs and different stuff in there, and it had like mozzarella at the bottom, and then this is blueberries and yogurt. I'm not gonna be able to talk and eat. I wanted to, let me see how much time I got. Okay, so last night I did only have the half of one slice and half of the other slice, and then I had my salad, and I did get some cherries. I felt okay. Like, I felt like I did want more. I think that 2 is better for me. But it was good to exercise the fact that I do have choices, as far as if I say that this is what I'm going to have, just keeping my word to myself that that's what I had. I had that, and that is it. So it was a chance to work on that discipline, the fact that I can have food noise and all of that, and I can choose to not respond. I can choose to move past it. I think that sometimes we think about food noise and we think like, like it's something that has to be responded to. All these books that I've been reading on mindset and your mind, basically your mind is a separate entity than you, have really been helping me to see that I don't have to respond to everything that I think, everything that my mind says or does. I don't have to respond to that. I don't have to move my feet. I don't have to pick up a spoon. Like, I have choices in the matter. So yeah, I am not sure if I'm going to talk about the books because I've started a new book. So I wanted to review all the books that I've done so far. I might save that for this upcoming week, week 8 that we're in. Well, that will be in the next video. I think I might do that. So stay tuned for next week. I will be going through all the books that I've read during 75 Hard and ranking them and just kind of reviewing them, letting you know what I think of them. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching this video. And I will see you in week 8.